police.
We cannot prosecute and arrest our way out of it.
You don't think more police make streets safer?
No, Joe. I'm a black woman in America.
I will not hire a Republican.
Donald Trump has deployed approximately 800 National Guard troops to the Washington, D.C. area to crack down on crime, and Democrats are furious. I haven't seen this many freak-out videos since the election, so we have a lot to get into. Would you be so kind to make sure that you're subscribed?
It's August 11th. I am outside Union Station in D.C., where folks on the ground are telling me that they are about to start rounding up unhoused people tonight. The folks here at the encampment in front of Union Station are handing out these whistles to give to unhoused folks. That way they have a way to call for help if they are kidnapped by federal law enforcement. So if you're in the area and able to swing by right in front of Union Station, they have tons of these. Bring them back to folks in your community so they have a way to call for help. If you are not in DC, I'm going to tag Free DC Project. They are an excellent organization helping the community here locally. Definitely follow them, support them if you can, and help spread the word, because this is how a fascist authoritarian regime starts. So I will be on the ground in DC reporting on the shit show happening. So stay tuned.
I totally get the desire to want to completely disregard everything she said because she's wearing a septum piercing. But if we are to focus on the content, what is handing a whistle to people going to do for them? And does she actually expect the community of Washington, D.C. to put their own lives in danger to help a random homeless person? This is the same exact thing that they tried to do by screaming La Migra to warn illegals about ICE. And guess what? It never caught on. So I want you guys to let me know in the comments whose plan is better for our nation, handing out whistles to homeless people or Caroline Lovett's plan, which you're going to hear right now.
Homeless individuals will be given the option to leave their encampment, to be taken to a homeless shelter, to be offered addiction or mental health services, and if they refuse, they will be susceptible to fines or to jail time. Again, these are pre-existing laws that are already on the books. They have not been enforced, which is part of the reason for this federalizing of the National Guard to bring in this assistance for law enforcement. While we are targeting criminals and trying to remove criminals off of the streets, we also want to make DC safe and beautiful, and that involves removing mentally disturbed individuals and homeless encampments as well.
Either of those options are better than what the Democrats want, which is they want them to be sleeping in the same exact place with the same exact people taking the same exact drugs and more people getting involved. Oh, but don't worry, now they have whistles. I simply don't understand why Democrats would be against this. Maybe it's because they have been told that crime is actually down in Washington, D.C. And I wonder then how they could explain toothpaste being locked up or just an entire store that has been robbed.
I blame the system.
Many questioning why kids aren't being held accountable.
Democrats are so unhinged that this man threw a $5 foot long at a National Troop Guard. In this thread, they are proving that it actually happened in Washington, D.C. very recently. Regardless, nobody should be that disrespectful to our law enforcement. Also, if D.C. is such a safe place, then why was somebody that we know attacked? A team member of Doge saw this young woman being attacked by a gang of about a dozen young men in her car in DC, and then he ran to defend her and was severely beaten to the point of concussion. You can tell that an area is dangerous when someone you know of has been personally robbed there. This whole thing just shows how salty Democrats are, because Trump could actually solve world hunger and Democrats would find something wrong about it. They're just angry.
I will not hire a Republican. I will not do business with a place that employs Republicans. I will not allow a Republican in my home. These folks will sell a child to a predator for $1.
What?
Why would you go into a place that hires these people? They have literally said that they don't believe in reality, they believe in alternative facts. You're going to let someone who believes in alternative facts do your taxes? You're going to let someone who believes in alternative facts cook your food? These are people who don't believe in science or medicine. They will let chicken sit at room temperature for weeks because they don't believe that diseases exist.
What?
They put profits over people every time. Why would you eat at a Republican establishment? Why would you let your kids go there?
She literally just made up a bunch of stuff and then claimed that Republicans do that.
There has never, ever, ever been any proof or stats. Like I said, the own DOJ website said that crime is at an all-time low. But all Trump had to do was open his mouth and say, crime is horrible, so I'm going to put out the National Guard. And you all fucking believed it. He has done so many things that literally copy the playbook of the mustache man in the 30s. And you all just want to choose to ignore it. I mean, I'd like to know at this point, what is it going to take? He even played your asses with the whole files thing.
The problem that I see with a lot of liberals is they always take it to the most extreme place and come up with the most extreme insults that they are quite literally the group that cries wolf. So how are we supposed to take their words for things when Donald Trump brings up the genocide happening for farmers in South Africa and that ends up being real, or he talks about the Delta smelt being the reason as to why they didn't have water during the fires in Los Angeles, and that turns out to be true. And so when people investigate things that Trump says and then they turn out true, yet you guys come up with all of these insults and expect us to take it as a fact just because you said it with a lot of emotion or you're really angry about it. I'm sorry, but that just simply doesn't cut it as evidence. So you can continue to say all of these insults. And the other thing is, again, all of these extreme insults, constantly comparing Trump to Hitler and all of this focus on Nazi Germany. There's so much focus on it that it makes me think that if there was something that we weren't paying attention to or that we should be worried about, something that was going to come out of left field, it definitely wouldn't be that because you guys keep on bringing it up. So I'm sure that we have a different problem in our world, right?
My name is Taylor. I drove from Missouri to Alcatraz, and I made a bunch of connections there while I was there. And we are hearing from detainees who are communicating with their family members that for the past 48 hours, they have been moving people en masse very quickly. People are watching the cages next to them be completely emptied. They're moving hundreds of people at once, and we were trying to figure out why. And they were told today that the facility is closing. We don't know why, we don't know if it's temporary, but people are being scattered across detention facilities across the country. We don't know what's happening to them. They haven't even had the opportunity to have access to legal services yet.
This woman has no idea what's going on and she's trying to report on it.
I don't know how to track them. They're not showing up on the ICE locator. There's nobody to call. I don't know how to help them. We need help.
Oh. So this woman is clearly distraught because of the people that she's been around and the information that she has put in her head. And Charlie Kirk has recently asked a really great question. He said, "What is the name of the American citizen who was deported?" And I believe one person answered Kilmar Agrego, and he was like, "No, nobody has." So there is no name. I thought that that was a great trick question. And that's true. He wasn't a citizen. And so there's really no reason to be crying because that means if they're not a citizen of the United States, they're a citizen of somewhere else. And that means that they can build a life there and not have to worry about not being a citizen.
Guys, is this not a call to go to war? Like, I'm confused. What's the hold up? What is he still doing here? Why is he still doing things? Why does he have any power? Why is this man not behind bars? Like, oh my God, it's making me emotional. Can somebody do something, please?
If Democrats didn't have phones and they didn't even know the election happened, nothing in their lives would have changed. Everything, their day-to-day lives would have looked exactly the same, except gas prices and eggs might be a little bit cheaper. Pretty soon their cities might start to look pretty clean. They might think, oh, that's kind of weird. I wonder what's going on. But the fact that they freak out so much about a Trump presidency is hilarious to me. Could you imagine if Kamala Harris got elected? Oh, I don't even want to think about it.
He hates black people. He hates black people. He said terrible, dangerous cities like Oakland, Baltimore, D.C., because they're majority black population cities. He hated black people when he took out 4 full-page ads in New York newspapers calling for the Central Park 5 to be executed. Innocent black children. He hated black people when he picked Haitian immigrants to bully because he knew dumbass white-skinned Latinos like me would fall for that shit. He hates black people.
That is so ridiculous. Do you guys remember when Trump brought up that beautiful young boy with such a great personality who had cancer, and then all the Democrats were being so rude to him and not recognizing what a beautiful moment it was when they swore him in as a member of the Secret Service? It was phenomenal. And all the Democrats were just focused on race. I know that Democrats always try to make it seem like their argument is that the right is racist. And in doing that, a lot of times Democrats get really racist. Let me know what you guys think of that.
You don't think more police make streets safer?
No, Joe, I'm a black woman in America. I do not always think that more police make streets safer. When you walk down the streets of Georgetown, you don't see a police officer on every corner, but you don't feel unsafe.
I think that it's pretty hilarious that just because Trump points out places where there's crime, Democrats are like, hey, he's doing that because they're black. It's like, well, you guys are the ones who said it. I mean, we're just talking about the crime, you know?
Anybody with any functioning brain cells left knows that more police presence and stronger militarization is not what reduces crime. I mean,
so why don't they go and look at countries that don't have police presence or cities where there aren't police and check out all of the illegal things happening there? Okay, imagine you're driving down the road and you see a police officer hiding in one of those corners, and you look at the speedometer and you make sure that you are going the speed limit. But if the police officer wasn't there, are you going to double check your speedometer? I mean, of course, we should always follow the law, but when people see a police officer, they rethink, check everything and make sure, am I following the law? So obviously, police presence keeps the community safe.
I mean, be so fucking for real. How did the war on drugs go? Get the fuck out of here with that. We know that's a lie. We know it's an excuse.
It's obvious that Trump's only motive is to clean up DC. I don't know what people are thinking. They think that he wants to put a casino there.
This message is for all the ICE agents out there today. When Donald Trump's reign of terror is over, we will be rounding you all up and putting you in jail. We're going to raid and destroy your homes. We're going to handcuff you and take you away in front of your families for breaking the Constitution of the United States of America. That's why we hold cameras to your face, so that we can have facial recognition for when Donald Trump's out of office.
Okay, what an actual loser. I don't think that he would even have the ambition to do all of that. And he's saying, we're going to do this. Shut up. You're just a loser. And everybody knows that.
MAGA! MAGA! Are you home? Are you awake? Are you awake yet? Do you see what's happening? He's taking over the DC City Police. Oh my gosh, are you awake yet? This is a regime.
So funny.
This is a full government takeover. And I tell you what, he's sitting there with his little finger. He's sitting with his finger on the button to pull martial law. He can't wait to do that. And guess what? He'll set up his pearly little gates all around DC and keep himself protected. Y'all are dumb as...
What mom is going to say, you know, I really miss all the homeless people that used to sit on this sidewalk. I hate the fact that it's clear and that there's not human feces on the sidewalk or needles. I really miss all of that. It was just so vibrant and so exciting, such a thrill. People, everybody, Democrats and Republicans, we both recognize that homelessness is a huge issue in our country. And what president of the past has done anything about it? Simply by closing the border and stopping the flow of fentanyl, Donald Trump has done more than any other president to make our cities better. And yet this woman's still yelling. Would you be so kind to make sure that you are subscribed to my channel? I'll see you next time. Bye.